Isac Doru, the newly appointed technical director, AIFF, who has brought in loads of experiences of working alongside Arsene Wenger, said that India needs to work towards approaching a synchronized football to reach to the next level in world football. The 57-year-old football brain, in his first ever interaction with the Indian media, spoke at length about qualifying for the FIFA World Cup, approach to the game, long-term planning and many more.
We cannot deny is an objective, it's in a dream. After spending 2 weeks in the country and to telling you now that we'll go to the World Cup immediately will be a nonsense. But the seeds are there. Your nation is not the new nation in football. During the 70s, your country, your football, have been one of the top in Asia, and you should be proud of that. Do we lose the passion? Do we lose the passion during the 20, 30 years? Maybe yes, maybe not. But the most important thing is that now we have the passion, we have the energy to think, to go there, and to create our objectives and realistic one to go there. And I'm sure, and look at me please, I'm sure sooner or later, of course we want as much as we can sooner, if we work very hard at each level, starting with the grassroots, the support of everyone, as Mr. Igor said, mass media, the government, all the factors involved, if we work together, we can reach the objective, because that objective is not only for the federation, it's a national objective that we have the seats to be there. We need to work to organize and to hopefully, as soon as we can, we reach there. Football nowadays, if you analyze the World Cup, in the last World Cup, you have seen bigger nations and small nations in terms of geographically. I don't want to name that country or that country, but I know one country that Mr. Igor, he knows, in terms of geographically where they are, but was the number 2 in the world, the best game. It's not the, everything is possible. And nowadays there are not small countries and big countries. If we work hard, everything is possible. And I think it's possible. But again, to make this possible, we need to work, all of us. Federations, clubs, leagues, grassroots, government support, everyone. If we work as a unit, possible is possible. If we don't work as a unit, then the possible becomes impossible.
Thank you. Mr. Isac, you wanted to add something?
Maybe I would like to add something, because I was reading also in the mass media, it's more defensive, it's more offensive. One thing we need to understand, that we need to build up now a national game model as a nation, how we can play. It's not more attacking or more defending. But one word I want to tell you now, in our national game concept will be synchronized. Synchronized is part of the modern football. It means synchronized, to answer to your question, is when we defend, we think about attack, and when we attack, we think about defending. That it's synchronized, and that we are trying this part of the modern football.
Short of time, please.
Okay, good. Of course, I've got the time to talk with the previous technical director. I've been informed, I was watching also the games, and have been done very good things at that time. And now, as also Igor mentioned, we are not here to criticize or to assess the past. I think we have enough experience to learn from the past. And when we want to create a national game model, I want you to understand that it's not Isaac or Igor that make a copy-paste of this concept. Already I started with the national team coaches. We got a meeting a few days ago in Goa to discuss, to implement the way that we want to play as a nation. Of course, there are principles of the game, the modern game, as I mentioned, synchronized, or possession, or power, or personality of the player, that definitely should be implemented in the national concept of the game model or the game philosophy. But this, we need to discuss. I need to discuss with all the people. And in this panel of discussion, I'm not going to talk only with the coaches now. I will invite players that in the 70s played. And trust me, I was watching a game from the 70s in terms of the quality of the game. If you see the missed passes that were done in the 70s and now, I don't want to say we're up and down, but we have the seeds to play football in India. Now we need to, all of us, to create a national game concept to make us more competitive at international and to reach the World Cup. If you ask me personally now, I believe, I'm a strong believer in the national genes of India. You are very agile people. You have the tempo of the movement. Don't forget you have the best dancer in the world. Seriously. Now the movements are there. The passion now is there. We need to, to add a little bit more knowledge, update it, the coaching factor, the coaching education. That is a tremendous job now, important as a national, we call, for me is one of the most important thing now to work with the national coaching schools to develop the coaches and to be updated to be a normal coaches. And we'll create that concept and philosophy as we want to play as a nation. And I give you one example. Whatever it is, I don't want to repeat again I-League or ISL or second division. But okay, in the inter-village league, to avoid this, we have one game when you have 128 attacking actions. And in another game from inter-village, in 90 minutes, we have 20 actions, attacking action. Which one the fans will like it? Which one you, as an, as the Indian people, you like it? Of course, with the action. I don't want to say that you are a cricket nation. No, you are a movement nation, a dynamic nation, and sure you like the actions. And what we want to create a, a competitive game, a modern game, and synchronized will be also one of the principles of the national concept. But then it depends how we take this concept to under 19, to 17, under 15, and the golden age we call, grassroots, how we call it here, under 8, under 10, and under 12. And we have all this, not objectives. We brought today this, you can have it, a strategical plan that it's public in the website. Even we bring, you can have it. It's a strategical goal of us, and they are very well defined there, what we need to want. And this national concept will be done as soon as we can. Of course, we need to have the technical people that create that with the engine, with the national team managers, with all the other coaches from now, and the coaches that and players that have been in the 70s, in the 80s, And let's have our objective, how we want to play the game, how we want to dance, the dancing. That is the most important thing. We have the strategical plan to cover everything. Just now we need to choose the most important principles and to define it, and to represent the nations. It's okay? Sorry, it was long, the answer. It's okay.
Mr.